A very good morning to my dear students. Let's start our IP class. I think all of you are doing well in your home and all are safe. And let's start our IP class. In the previous class, we studied about data frame and some functions in data frame, like renaming, adding a new row, adding a new column. Like that, we studied deleting. These all we studied in the previous class. In today's class, we are going to study how can we access elements from data frame. You all know, we all already covered that topic. That means data frame is in the form of SQL table. It contains both rows and columns. So how can we access an element in the data frame? So there are many methods are there. They are, first is indexing and indexing method, and there are in indexing method there are two types. They are label based index and Boolean index. So two ways of indexing methods are there. Indexing methods is used for accessing data frame elements, and there are two types of indexing methods. They are label based index and Boolean index. Let's consider an example. First is label based index. In this label based index, there is a function LOC. LOC is used. It is an important method. Method is also known as function. So it uses data frame dot LOC is the format. Data frame means our data frame's name, not the keyword data frame. That keyword data frame is used as the constructor. We are not using that data frame name. Instead of, we are using the name of data frame. That means we created a data frame already. Then we can access the element from data frame. So there must be a name. If we created a data frame, definitely there must be a name. So how can we access in the elements by using label based indexing? That's our question. For that method, there is a method known as LOC. This LOC is operated as data frame dot LOC. Instead of data frame, we are using data frame name. Suppose this is our data frame. Its name is result DF. So there are 3 rows, math, science, Hindi, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns are there. This is for the marks, storage of marks. This data frame as the as in the example, we can find that 3 subjects are there. They are math, science, Hindi, and 5 students are there. Arnab, Ramit, Samruddhi, Riya, and Mallika. Then how can we access the element? Suppose we want to access the values of science subject. If your science teacher came and she wants to access science marks, then how can we access? This is our data frame name. That means result DF is our data frame name, followed by dot operator and LOC. LOC is a method. After that there will be a square bracket. Like in an array and list, we are using square bracket to access element. In this bracket, we are giving science because we want to access the values of science. So in this bracket, we are giving science. Then what will be the result? Arnab 91, Ramit 81, Samruddhi 91, Riya 71, Mallika 95. So this will be the our output. So just think that when we are giving row index, then by using LOC function we will get column index as well as the corresponding element. And this is the name science data type. That means we are accessing science row, data type is integer. So this by using row label here, row label is science. Row label means name of row. Here row label is science. So by using science, we access the value. Again, we can use an index. That means an integer position along the index. For example, here DFrame 10 multiples equal to PD dot data frame of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So DFrame 10 multiples is the data frame name. Then we'll use the index as integer. That means LOC of 2. We can give any value. 2 means 0, 1, 2. That means 30. Then output will be 0, 30. That means 0, 30 means its row index is 0 because we are not giving a row name separately. So its row index is 0. Then at the second position 30 value is there. So 0, 30. So here we are using integer index. Integer position along the index. Integer positions are passed. So that position 30 and at the 0 index 30 will be the output and name colon 2 data type in 64. Name means we are using name as instead of name we are giving in this index, that is name. Answer is 2. Data type is int. Then we can get the column value, we can pass the column label also. For example, we are passing Arnab. Arnab is a column label. If we are passing result df.log of Arnab, what will be the answer? Arnab's mark. Arnab's mark is Maths 90, Science 91, Hindi 97. Then output will be like this and its name is Arnab because we are passing here column name as Arnab. Here we are passing column name as 2. So name will be 2 because index is passed. Here we are passing column name as Arnab. Then output will be name equal to Arnab, data type equal to 64. So we can obtain the same result that is the marks of Arnab in all subjects by using the command. If we want to access all subjects mark, then we will give print df of Arnab. Then print df of Arnab will give maths, Arnab's mark, maths 90, science 91, Hindi 97. Just like the previous output. So we can access all subjects mark. So this is the label-based indexing used. Next is Boolean indexing. Boolean indexing means Boolean. Boolean means we can get either the value as true or false. True is indicated by 1 and false is indicated by 0. So we can use this Boolean indexing. Let's look example. This Boolean indexing is used to check some conditions. For example, equal to, greater than, our relational operator. We are using some condition. Example, let's look result df.log maths greater than 90. That means the marks maths mark greater than 90 means for Ramit and Mallika. For Arnab equal to 90. So greater than 90 is the condition. So we are checking result df.log maths greater than 90. Then for Arnab it will be false because Arnab's maths mark is 90. Because which is not greater than 90, it is equal to 90. In the case of Ramit, it will be true, Samriddhi false, Riya false, Mallika true. So we can check the condition by using Boolean indexing. We can give a value based on, we can give either row or column. Here we gave row label, we can give column label also. We are giving row label. If it is greater than 90, true will be returned, otherwise false will be returned. We can give column name also. For column name, first we will give colon operator, then comma, then Arnab is the column name. So this will return true or false. If subject's mark is greater than 90, true will be returned. That means for science and Hindi, in the case of Arnab's, true will be returned. For maths, false is returned. So let's look. For maths, false, science, Hindi are true. Here look, the data type is bool. Bool means Boolean, either true or false. For to represent Boolean, bool is used. So these are the two types of indexing. First is label-based indexing. In label-based indexing, we can give either row label or column label. And second is Boolean indexing. In Boolean indexing, we are checking some conditions. If our condition is true, true is written, otherwise false is written. Next topic is how can access data frame element through slicing. You all know what is slicing. We are cutting some portion, like in bread slicing, we are cutting our bread into pieces. That is the meaning of slicing. In list, tuple, array, or in all we are using this slicing method. So how can we slice a data frame? We can use both row labels and column labels. For example, if result df.log maths colon science. So let's look the example. This is our example question. Maths result df is our data frame object name. Then maths colon science. Then what will be the output? We have to slice. Slice means we have to cut a portion of data frame. So maths colon science means from maths to science all the values are printed. From maths to science. So let's look the example from maths. Maths science. So these two rows will be printed in the output. That means maths and science will be printed in the output. We will use colon operation. This colon is used for slicing like in list. So maths and science, the output will be maths and science alone. So we can cut the data frame according to our wish. Here we use row label because maths and science are row labels. Arnab, Ramit, Samriddhi, Riya, Mallika are column labels. Like we can maths colon science comma Arnab means what happens? We can give slicing by using three values. Maths colon science means value of maths and science. Comma Arnab means Arnab's maths and science value will be the output. So when we are using three values, what will be the output? From maths to science. That means from raw maths to science values are fetched. And this will be the output. Comma Arnab means Arnab's values are fetched. So this is used for slicing. Then we may use a slice of label with slice of column names. Both slice of labels and slice of column names together. For example, if we want to find some students' marks only, then and we if this is the data frame, this is our data frame. Suppose we want to get Arnab, Ramit, Samriddhi's maths and science marks only. So we have to cut both rows and columns. So we can use both rows and columns together. This is by using, we are using the same function maths. Just 1 minute. Wait. We can use the same function LOC by using maths colon science means which is the row label. Just remember that we are always using row label at the beginning, then column label. Then Arnab colon Samriddhi is the column label. So maths colon science will give this output. Arnab colon Samriddhi will give this output. So Riya and Mallika is dropped. So this will be the output in the case of using both column label and row label. So this is the slicing method. Slicing means we are cutting some element. Then we can use slice of label with list of column names to access values of those rows and columns. That means maths colon science Arnab comma Samriddhi. So maths colon science means maths colon science. This will be the output. Arnab comma Samriddhi means we have to avoid Remit also. Only Arnab's and Samriddhi's marks are extracted. So in this type, this Remit colon will be dropped because we are using Arnab comma Samriddhi, Arnab and Samriddhi alone. If you want to use from Arnab to Samriddhi, Arnab colon Samriddhi will be the answer. So these are the method used for slicing. Slicing means we are extracting some portions of data frame. We can give row labels. We can give both row labels and column labels together. And we can filter by using row label and some column names. Then only that column's value is extracted. So this in this class, what we studied both indexing and slicing. So study well indexing and slicing. We can continue in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.